Public. And starting recording. Okay, hello everyone. This is Sully with Sully Speaks. I am here with Aisha Abdullah from Abdullah and Associates, and we are going to go over why Black people ain't making no money. So she has a strong opinion about how she's defending the Black community and their foolish decisions. But y'all know how I feel. Let's get it in. So Aisha, okay, how you doing today, girlfriend? Let me get all comfy so we can get it in today. And remember, she's a tax expert. Anybody? Y'all got ask questions. I'm ready. Can you hear me? Can you hear me?
Questions.
Oh, okay, here you go.
Yeah, I can hear you. You're the host. You definitely got to ask me the questions.
Oh yeah. No, I'm saying no. I was telling the people to ask questions to make sure that they're engaged. So we got to make sure we have a good engagement. All right, you guys. So Aisha, you brought up 4 points in your little prequel to this to this foolishness right now.
Did you
see? One of the points were over policing. The other one was underfunded schools. After that, we had what? The lack of capital. And what was it?
Well,
what was last?
Lack of capital wasn't one in its own. It could have been, but I didn't put one of them in its own because it just affects us all.
What's the other 2 pieces of foolishness? The credit, and what was the last one? And then it was one more. You said 4.
Yeah, it was 4 topics that I wanted to talk about today. It's definitely depending on you. I want to hear what you have to say, your opinion, before we talk about my opinion.
Oh, okay, fine. We can talk about the credit if you want. So if people in the hood want good credit, let's make good financial decisions. I'm not saying I'm the best at making financial decisions because I wasn't taught to do so. How we grow up is buy now, ask questions later. Rent, and then hopefully you can pay for it. And then you said you was gonna let me talk. I'm just saying. Rent, pay for it later, and put stuff in your kids' name so you can mess up their credit. So we can talk about that. Let's talk about credit. I'm waiting. I'm ready.
The whole credit system is definitely not really benefiting us because we are like paying everything bootstrapping out of cash to try to get around not having good credit. But that actually holds us back because when you got an influx of cash, let's say you give a loan of $50,000 to somebody like me, I'm going to go out and I'm going to get a location. I'm going to hire people. I'm going to do things to stimulate the economy. But because we don't have good credit, we can't get the starting capital. That leads us to have a job and then try to grow our business at the same time. Bootstrapping basically means you're paying to start your business out of pocket. So that means any little bit of money that you have outside of, paying all your bills, taking care of your children is going towards your dreams. I don't like that because it's slow walking. That's what's keeping a lot of Black people impoverished. That whole
Why is it messing up? Where is this internet?
You need at a more rapid pace instead of bootstrapping or paying for our business out of pocket.
Okay, so if you are not in the hood, and I'm not even going to say all Black people, I'm saying people that are living in the hood currently.
So people who are currently living in the hood.
We are not teaching our people about financial awareness. I am a victim of someone putting something in my name and messing up my credit. So
yeah,
You have to understand that when we make these dumb behind decisions, y'all put stuff in your grandma's name because she about to die anyway. So let's just put it in her name. Like, you have to understand these decisions that you make are just horrible. So you're not gonna, I don't want to blame this on systemic racism because currently systemic racism does not exist. We have opportunity as Black people to achieve so much more than what we are. And yes, we have a.
Okay, well, that's not true. Listen, systemic racism, institutional racism does exist.
Mhm.
Does exist in the country. It does. So we don't agree on that point at all.
No. Currently.
So right now, 2021.
2021. So the reason I can't, because me and my husband, who is white, bootstrapping it, bad credit decisions. He wasn't taught about financial literacy. I wasn't taught about financial literacy. So we both bootstrapping it, making what we can to make our business work. We're opening up a school. And I'm being honest, we're struggling to make our business work because, like you said, we're bootstrapping it. Every little penny. We saved up a good amount of money to build our online school, make a website, and then we got gypped. Dealing with a Black owned company who was so super hype about how awesome they were and they worked with this and they worked with that, gypped us, and we were out of all the savings that we did. So we had to backpedal and try it again.
All right, thank you so much for that. Let me just backtrack you for 1 minute. I understand that you've been through a bad experience with a Black person who wasn't professional. I understand that you grown up and you weren't taught financial literacy and you wish there's so many things that you were taught and that you saw some people scamming or making bad decisions. But all of this stems from the fact that our schools are underfunded. You're right, you weren't educated. And the reason why is because the programs don't exist in our schools. Why? Because schools in the Black community don't have the funding.
They're not underfunding. That is a lie. That is a lie. Our schools are overfunded. Our schools are overfunded. You know why we don't have enough money? Because people out there, when we have a school, they make up jobs and people in the school district pay themselves before anybody learns. Everybody else has more money. Okay. We have no proof on how we're underfunded.
Every year, school budgets get cut. They get cut by, on average, nationwide is $150 billion of funding that's missed.
But now, why?
You can take that by individual school. So let's say my school, if it was underfunded by $100,000, that makes a huge difference. You know, everybody know I went to Autumn Reed High School, right? I came from one of the worst high school, boys getting blown away one by one in the streets, where poverty exists, where there's not a lot of access to financial literacy, right? And our schools were underfunded, or my school got knocked down. It got straight flat, and it went from being called prison on the hill to, we just went through a lot of stuff, right? So if you take somebody like me who went through that situation at a very, very tough school, can you imagine how far we would have been with more money, with more funding, with a better building?
Let's use our imagination. Let's use our imagination. What if the reason that they're cutting it because they want the people who are in charge are taking the monies from the schools? Because listen, my kids right now currently, we live in the burbs. Let anything happen, there will be a mob of white moms at their door saying, they gonna have the Black girl come saying, you ain't doing this to my kids. We don't stand up for our kids.
Okay.
We don't talk about the truth because the schools don't need to be underfunded. The money is going elsewhere. The money is given to us. We in Philadelphia, I went to West Philadelphia. Speak, girls.
Hi. West Philly High?
Yes, girl. And it was a rough school.
You know that school went through a lot of funding issues too.
But guess what? Because the people in the school board was still in the money. They was taking the money, delegating it to things that really didn't matter. If we are transparent about things and they send us a bill of everything they spend their money on, then the kids are the last people who get who get the money. All they have to do is spend the money where it's supposed to be spent, and our educational system will be better. We are America has the most funding for the kids. We spend more on education than most or more countries.
Okay, you say that we're overfunded. I say that we're underfunded. You say that the money is misappropriated, is being spent somewhere else. I'm saying that the money needs to be spent on programs that could teach us things like financial literacy, good after school programs, so that parents, those same parents that you're talking stuff about, we don't have the time. So you ask us to do a lot. One, our school is not equipped with the right programs and things like that. Two, I got an underpaying job. So you're trying to get me to take my time and money away from doing things like building an empire, really doing things that can really benefit the next generation. Just because my school is underfunded, we always have to jump through.
I'm asking you to take out time to take care of your kid. It's always an excuse.
Listen,
All you got to do, all you got to take care of your kid. First off, let's not have children out of wedlock, because let's start from there. If you don't have kids out of wedlock, you ain't got to work 6 jobs. You married some man who was supposed to be taking care of you.
We're not going to change the subject.
Oh, okay.
What we're saying is having kids out of wedlock is affecting our current
everything. It's affecting everything.
That is actually
true.
Not. That's not true. The reason why our families are dysfunctional is because all the things that happen to us.
And in the past, the slave trade.
Now, you know, ever since enslavement, so many other things. Do you know how long it's been since
Jim Crow? Listen, black people did better in the Jim Crow era than they're doing now. Okay.
Well, actually,
welfare and welfare.
And what I'm trying to do. Let me tell you what I'm trying to do.
You wasn't ready for this, little kitty.
What I'm trying to do.
You put them hands up. He was like, okay.
What I'm trying to do is help as many people as possible start businesses, right? And
okay,
my truth, the challenges that I'm faced when doing that. Okay. Okay. So, for example, let's say I start from the beginning. Somebody new call with the right
okay.
idea. Like, oh, what's the name of your business? What's your mission? Tell me some price ranges. And I go through all the steps with them to show them how to make a profit. We make a beautiful business plan with all these projections and things like that. So they take it and they leave my office and they start to try to implement it. Mm-hmm. Next thing you know, they run into the credit system. Next thing you know, they run into the police. Next thing you know, they trying to find good quality people.
How are they running into the police?
I got to finish my 4 topics. I got to relate my story to my 4 topics.
So I'm waiting.
Next thing you know, they run into trying to hire good quality people, but because the educational system in their neighborhood, right around their business, is not good quality, they have a hard time hiring. Do you know how hard it is hiring people?
Yes.
It's difficult.
Well, actually, honestly, it's not. I literally hired the perfect staff. I hired, like, I was open up September 14th, and Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala blessed me with the perfect staff. I had teachers who were willing and waiting to do their job. They wanted to teach. They wanted to break the mold. But because of the fact that I ran into the Capitol because of my credit was bad, because I tried to get a cosigner, that didn't work out because I don't know nobody with no good credit. And because everybody made horrible, dumb decisions, they wanted to.
You're making my point valid. You're making my point valid by saying
I'm not making your point valid because if who knows anybody? No, I don't know anybody with good credit because I know people who made bad financial decisions, as myself. And then the people who don't make. So I asked my sister-in-law, "Can you be my cosigner?" She white. She had a little capital on her belt, but she wasn't willing to risk it because, you know, I mean, me and my husband look like a risk of her, and I had to respect it.
This is so interesting. You don't even know how you're making my point so valid right now. I love it.
Nice.
You told me that you ran into a credit problem. You just
but I'm telling you, my issue with your issue is that I made my own bad credit decision.
because you were poorly educated due to the underfunding.
Due to the underfunding of the school, though? You're right. Our school was underfunded because you have to go to the root cause. The root cause is that the money is being delegated in incorrect manners. You have people with children going to private schools, living in mansions, and their people and their children are getting educated. But the people who run Philadelphia, who's running our city, you know how many scandals it was. Well, like, Kenny, I don't want to mention any names. So I'm not trying to get no trouble. What happened?
Black people are 40% in prison. So we're overrepresented in prison, but underrepresented in places of power. So I understand that there's a lot of things going on with
how can we change it?
How it's allocated. But you can't blame it on us. You cannot blame it on Black people because we're not in positions of power. We don't have the majority anywhere. So we got almost the majority in prison.
I can't blame a Black person for selling drugs.
No, you can't blame a Black person for selling drugs when their school is underfunded and they cannot.
Aisha, you just proved your own point. Are you a drug dealer? How much crack did you sell? How much time did you do? As a Black person who went to an underfunded school, you made a decision to honestly go to school. You made a decision to get married, to go to school, to finish college. You made all of these decisions.
All right, so apparently you want to talk about me.
Because you
want to tell, but the part. Let me tell my story. Sally speaks. Listen, it's true. Every time somebody want to tell my story, they want to start at college. Aisha Abdullah, you had straight A's. You went to college. You graduated at the top of your class. They don't ever want to talk about how I'm so South Philly. At the end of the day, I went through so many hardships choosing to go to an all-white school. I had people come up to me at my school saying, why are you here? Mind you, this is in the middle of North Philadelphia and LaSalle. They asked me, why are you coming here? A Catholic school. And you're Muslim. And I always have to say, well, where are you from? They come from some strawberry field somewhere outside of PA. And I'm like, well, if this was a basketball game, I would be home and you would be away. I belong here way more than what you do. So you can't talk about my story.
Okay, so let's talk about my dad's story then.
Let me tell y'all this. Across the street from where I grew up, I've seen 2 sons blown away. The other one in prison. Now there's 1 son left. And here he is. He had children at a young age. He's struggling. He don't have his brothers. My own brothers, 2 of them are in prison right now. So that means my sons have 1 less strong uncle to uplift them in life, to help guide them through decisions in life. If you think that the prison system isn't hurting our families, it really is. And I know, okay, so me as an accountant.
So who shot him? Who shot? Was it a Black person that shot your brother?
Nobody in my family was shot.
The brother. I'm talking about the brother that you seen got blown away.
Listen,
was it a Black person who shot your brother?
Listen, what doesn't matter? It doesn't matter if a Black person pulled the trigger, because way before he pulled that trigger, there were schools that was underfunded. Too many police. We have deep issues with this.
Oh my God! If they was doing what they were supposed to do, we wouldn't have. You're trying to find excuses about why. The whole point of this is for us to encourage Black people to start making money.
Black people. This is what I'm encouraging.
You want excuses. All right, so now we broke.
Overcome this. How about this? How about we talk about in order to overcome these issues? You want to go that way?
Sure.
All right. So we're not going to talk about all of the problems we have anyway. Let's talk about some solutions.
I'm just saying because you wanted to go there.
So if you have a criminal history, some solutions that we have in order for you to get over it is you got to get letters of recommendations, okay? You have to search for employers that are ready to hire you, because there are tax incentives for businesses who hire people who have background problems, right? You can ask for, it's going to take a long time, but you can ask for a pardon. You can try to get your record expunged. All these things cause delays and take time and money. That's why I hate it, because I'd rather have that strong individual starting a business, contributing to the economy, instead of spending so much of their time chasing down employers. I want people to get to it. I want people to Be fruitful.
I think my theory is drug dealers are the most smartest business people you ever met. They're just misguided. They want fast money. They want that. Drug dealers want instant gratification. They're not willing to wait or to research. Because have you ever met a drug dealer before they got jailed, before they got killed, that was like, you know what? I got a business plan. Before I go sell these drugs, before I go sell this coke, yo, let me show her, let me give her this business plan.
Listen, we only interact with professionals at a very limited basis. I wish more people would call me on the phone so that they can have access to an accountant. If you
Okay.
have me, I help people walk and talk through these things all the time. I help people make their businesses legal all the time.
Aisha is currently helping me and my husband build a legacy right now.
Listen, I'm about to consider that, girl.
Listen, legit, I'm letting you guys know. Y'all, I'm letting you guys know. Me and her are having this debate because she has this foolish notion and this fairy tale dream that Black people are not responsible for their problems. But I'm just saying, if you find the right person, if you have Aisha Abdullah and you call her, she can help you. So she's telling you and she's giving you guys all these excuses about why you're failures. So now you need to figure out how we can fix your failure. Oh, stop being a loser and start being a winner.
All right. Listen, another thing that y'all can do is move out of communities that have so much police, okay? I live in a community right now. I'm so happy. And listen, I used to live in Philadelphia on Chalmers Avenue, right? Like 2 months ago. Do you know there was a police officer across the street from my house, day in and day out? Only thing I had to do was hit my kid one time and I was going to jail. It's too much. It's too
much. I would have hit your kid with you. Like, get that little boy in the house. Like,
only thing I'm trying to say is we get locked up for things that people don't get locked up in other places. You know, I went to college. You know how much smoking and drinking, underage drinking they did there? And I'm like, God, where are the police? Good Lord. No, but they have institutions that protect them, especially.
I went to Penn State. I seen a whole bunch of the foolishness as well. But the whole thing about it is not expected. Listen to what I have to say.
I'm listening to you.
If Ray, Shaquan, and everybody else in this gang and in your family, if all of your cousins is doing dirt, right? You can't walk away. If most of your cousins is doing dirt, right? And then you that one person that was like, you know what? I ain't gonna do this dirt. I'm not gonna do this dirt. I'm gonna go to college. And then you came back one time. You came back there one time to celebrate because Shaquan, baby father, came home from jail. And you was like, oh, I'm gonna come to this cookout, right? And then the cookout got raided because they was doing some dirt there. And then you got caught. What do you expect? If the majority of Black people in the hood is doing dirt and you that one person is not. Go ahead.
Listen, I don't know where you got all these stories from. Imagination is running wild over there. I think you need to get back into the community, get back into the culture.
I'm good.
I was out of touch, but congratulations, you have topped me.
No, I'm not. It has nothing to do with me being out of touch. It has to do with me being very much in touch with what is currently going on.
Okay.
How we praise people when they come home from jail. How when a lot of in my family, people graduate, I don't remember getting any praise for going to college. Like the people who did bad got most of the attention. And I know a lot of people who do good and get no attention for doing what they're supposed to get. So it's like it's lonely. So I'm saying this from my experience. I'm not saying this because I feel some type of way. Well, of course I feel some type of way, but I don't feel any negativity towards Black people. I'm just bringing the reality. If we really want change, we have to accept what we've done to ourselves. You've seen people get shot. Is a normal thing for us because we're not teaching the men how to control their emotions. We're not teaching the men how to talk things out. No, I'm gonna go get this Glock. I'm gonna do this. But it's shoot first, X questions later. And then everybody wants to talk about is over policing. We need the police. If we didn't have the police, then it will be mayhem. Currently in our nation where everybody wanted to defund the police, in Chicago, 4,000 people already got shot.
But there's
Because of gang related stuff. This is gang.
All the crime that's going on right now, you got to remember, there are police right now. All the crime that's going on. So
but defund the police, all this other stuff, y'all not being in reality about it.
Okay.
Once we swallow that reality pill, once we swallow this reality pill right here, the reality of the Black community.
Oh, that's the reality pill right there.
The reality. You try to get that? You try to hit that?
You gotta mail it to me. You gotta
like this is a vitamin I was waiting to take.
Where are my vitamins? I think I'm old. I gotta get some vitamins.
Aisha, the cure to our community.
What's the cure?
Getting off welfare.
Getting off welfare.
Listen, getting off welfare.
Okay.
Finishing school, not having babies out of wedlock.
Mm-hmm.
And like having a stable relationship, a foundation, having marriages in our community. Because me and you, the community we came from, my father, my mother, your father, your mother, I don't know if they're currently married, but whatever the situation is, you know the community they came from. We wasn't on welfare, but they made money. They was making it work. But now, what we're in right now, we got baby moms, we got this, we got that, and it's running rampant. We had older parents, and they made good decisions. My dad was an architectural engineer.
I thank you for your whole perspective. Okay. Only thing I don't like is people always trying to tell Black people to get off of welfare. You know that we're not the majority on it. And number two, I hate people telling us to wait, bootstrap your business, start small, crawl before you walk. When other businesses, they lie, cheat.
I'm trying to Donald Trump it. I'm trying to Donald Trump it.
Well, I'm not trying to Donald Trump.
No, that's criminal. No. I'm saying like I want to be funded. I want to be funded because we've been trying to bootstrap it. It does not work.
Okay. Like trying to find some capital. You're trying to find some funds. I'm the one to talk to. Okay, y'all. I'm not going to demonize you or your history.
We're about to blow up.
What you say?
Say, me, we about to blow up. Like I'm telling you.
For sure. And I wouldn't mind helping you do that. That's fine with me. You know, doesn't matter where you come from or what your views are. An accountant is somebody who's supposed to be in your life that's neutral. My number one job is to keep track of transactions. That is, add up your income, take away your expenses, give you your net profit. If you're making a loss, how can we change some things? Let's take a look at how your supplies come in. Let's take a look at your staff who's stealing. Like we could do, I could do it all.
Ray, you fired. Ray, you done. I gave you a chance.
You are so funny. Clean up my people as much as possible.
No, but that's what we need to have these conversations for. That's why they're so important, because nobody knows how much you can help them, Aisha. You have to understand. Nobody knows.
Look, I've been doing this for years, and right now I'm trying to find my voice, and we're going to tell everybody from left to right, top to bottom, what they have to do. So I'm making a commitment from here on out to speak more about what's going on, what applications I can help people with, what especially navigating all these different websites and how to start a business, and what apps work better for keeping track of your income, how to get ready for an audit. Let's say you have a business and IRS wants to audit you, or the bank, or in order for you to get an investor, they want to see how strong your business is. I can help with all those things, and I'm going to make sure that guess who's getting help? People that look just like me.
And that's what you should stick with. I think you found your niche, and I totally agree with it. I know that our community needs help. I know that it needs it, but we still can't move on with blaming other people for, because I know that we're not the majority on welfare. I know that white people are the majority of this country. We are a minority. So it's impossible for us to be.
Problems get blamed on the people who are in power. Guess who's not in power? Us.
How? How?
Majority in a political, we're not the majority.
We just had a black president. He was president.
Listen, we have 1 of 46. Do you know what that means? That he
Right.
takes 1% of the responsibility. So stop talking about Obama like that. He takes 1% of responsibility.
But Aisha, in our communities, how many people are mayors? I've grown up and I've never known a white mayor. I've never known a white mayor in Philadelphia.
Well, you cannot compare our experience in Philly to the experience of all Black people across this country.
You're right, but at the same time, we have to. Listen, I can Google right now Black people who are in power. We are not that bad off. There are so many Black people who are making it. So many Black men that are actually trying to do so many things. We are not highlighting the Black men and women that are actually making money.
You know that Black women are the highest demographic of graduating out of college right now, and I'm so proud of that. You know that we're entering in a lot of different industries and we're really making moves. We're starting so many businesses. I'm so proud of everybody and all their ideas. I love listening to all the hopes, dreams. I'm helplessly optimistic. That don't mean I deny reality. And the reality is not Black people being the problem. That's not the reality for me.
Because you're delusional. we can fix our own problem. We can if do you feel like if you were a single mom, it would be hard for you right now, right? So if you would have made the decision, I was a single mom and I was trying to start a business because I made a decision and I didn't make a good decision on who I married. So I didn't have that proper support system. And I was trying to start a business. I was trying to do all this bootstrapping it. If we make proper decisions.
That's like all the other Black people, you and I both, we all. So I'm just going to continue to do my little part. Listen, if y'all don't see me out there at a Black Lives Matter protest, let y'all know that my struggle is in the books. Mine is in Excel spreadsheets, accounting systems, loan applications. That's the way I choose to fight. I'm not going to run for office. I'm going to continue to help minority enterprises expand. I'm going to continue to file tax returns. I'm going to stay right in my lane.
And you are more important than any Black Lives Matter person. Any person, no. But let's be realistic about it. Because you see these Black Lives Matter people walking around screaming how everybody's oppressed. You're helping by Allah's will, you're helping to bring people out of oppression and showing them the proper way because we were misguided. I was misguided. I didn't know this was supposed to happen. I didn't know that was supposed to happen. So take the credit where credit is due. Well, Black Lives Matter is not doing. What are they doing?
I'm definitely not going to tell people to stop protesting. Like I need people to have their voice and to contribute in any way that they can.
Yeah, I'm not saying stop protest. I mean, why y'all?
Yes, you are.
This is annoying.
Somebody's so annoyed.
Cause it's like all the neighborhoods be getting shot up and destroyed, and everybody got to start over again. Like, sit down. Y'all know he was a gang member, or y'all know the bull that's about to get shot 2 weeks from now, or whatever. From he did something wrong, and now y'all want some money for it. So, listen, it's a ever going struggle.
My challenge for myself, I gave myself, is to help 10,000 minority-owned businesses get started with a business plan and to scale up ASAP. I think I'm like 400 companies in. So I got a long way to go. Oh, let's celebrate.
401. Get in there. Break it down.
Break it down. So, I gotta do the robot. I'm not that good at dancing, but guess what? I know I'm better at dancing than a lot of people. That's another story I gotta talk to you about, okay? I went out the other day for the first time in my life, but that's another story. So I want to thank everybody for listening. If you missed part of this, I'm going to share it. But I just want to say, like, in conclusion, all of the issues and obstacles that we have to go through are causing delays, and time is money.
I agree.
No other nationality in this country has to go through all of the hoops that we have to go through just to be successful. So
we don't got to go through no hoops. We just got to make good decisions.
We're always going to find a way to overcome all these obstacles. Trust me. We always going to find a way.
Over one day.
Why are you singing? Is that a new?
I was doing "We Shall Overcome." I was doing the whole slave and the whole slavery.
Jokes come from with you.
All I'm saying is, like, people, if we stop tripping and take a break and start thinking, we can fix this. I know that I'm not denying the problem. I'm not denying the reality
The
of our
problems
issue.
are in mass incarceration, over police, uneducated, underfunded schools, um, the credit reporting agencies are really not benefiting us. They really oppressing us, giving us these high interest rates when our money could be used to grow our enterprises. So each of these areas break down and cause dysfunction and financial oppression. If anyone out there is denying our struggle, they're out of touch. Okay. I file hundreds of tax returns a year. So I'm literally talking to people, getting personal stories about their concerns.
Mm-hmm.
I have to fix their credit. I have to keep reminding them that this is legal. For some reason, stuck in our psyche, we got this fear because we're over police of doing things illegal, and it's stopping us from applying for stuff that we really qualify for.
I agree with it. I know the last thing, I only agree with the last thing you said. We are afraid to make money. So what we're going to do,
I definitely think it's some kind of PTSD that we need to get therapy or some kind of counseling for, or we need some
we
kind
need
of
to get money.
no, we need each other. We need the culture. We need the support. We need to wrap our arms around each other and get some kind of unified love going on. Because the dollar, the value of the black dollar is strong. Our talent is high. It's just we need capital. We need more
You need
financial.
capital.
We
We
do.
do, but we have to make good decisions. How are you going to fight
We're
against all
making
of this?
good, listen, we're making good decisions, but there's so many obstacles in our way trying to combat us from our success. You know that, right? There's a lot of obstacles. That's a reality pill. There's no obstacles. And I swear you better not say affirmative action. That is like
Affirmative action. You brought it up.
I'm not gonna even bring
It
it
is
up.
the worst thing that could have happened to welfare affirmative action. Because listen, all right, listen to this. Listen to this. We'll take reality pill. So if so I went to West Philly High, and I legit should have went, like, say if I would have chosen for affirmative action. I didn't do as well as I could in Penn State because I wasn't ready for actual school. Maybe if I would have did
Party out of control. You should have been like me. I went to college all 4 years and didn't go to a single party. Girl, I was in the books. I was tutoring. I was studying. I think I was like on it.
I wasn't. I was going through emotional trauma, and I wasn't.
Because your school was underfunded. And you had too many police and the dysfunction and people going to prison. It wasn't
No, it
your
was
fault,
because of
girl.
my
It
family
wasn't your
issues.
fault.
I was
Let me pat
depressed
you
because
on
of
the
my
back, child.
family
It
issues.
wasn't your fault. I'm patting you. You feel my hand?
Yeah. Thank you. Thank you. Oh God. Thank you so much. No, I was depressed because of family issues. I was, I went to college and everybody forgot of me. I felt alone. I was the
Well,
only Muslim, and
don't take the hate out on the black community. We don't have nothing to do with that. What I want you
am
to
I
do,
taking my hate on a black community? You throwing me under the whole bus, yo. Am I taking my hate out on the black community? What I'm saying is, if we acknowledge the problems that we caused ourselves, then we can move on and stop making the same mistakes and start making good decisions, and we can flourish. Because before welfare happened, during the Jim Crow era, we were more financially stable than we are now.
you know what happened during the Jim Crow era, all the
It
Reconstruction
was racism.
and the
But I'm saying,
racism. Exactly. So listen, we are going to end this with definitely not agreeing, but at least we're going to be making progress and continuing to have these live sessions. I'm open to it because at the end of the day, whether you believe what you believe or not, we still need to apply for some loans. We still need to have
girl, call her. Call Aisha Abdullah.
a business plan, and we still need to fix our credit. Okay.
Okay.
So,
We agree with that. We agree with that because we need capital. We need good credit. Call Aisha Abdullah and allow her to help you help yourself. This is what the whole argument, the whole point of our disagreement is, to bring attention to the fact that we are still in the same predicament. How can we get out? Let her help you, talk to her, and then we'll bring it to head and we'll fix things. Okay?
Payroll, bookkeeping, taxes, accounting. Let's get organized.
Sully with Sully Speaks. We out.